Everybody in the world has been asking for you, Peter. Peter Thomas, he's chairman of AU Secure, Mr. Gold and Silver and Precious Metals. Peter, the world has been going to hell in a handbasket. Talk to me about what's going on out there, man.
Well, we certainly had some good numbers today, and it pumped up the market. So, the thing is that the numbers were absent for so long that now they're coming in. And I don't know about you, Steve, but I'm kind of feeling some of this stuff's a little stale,
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about that. Okay, well, I'll tell you what I did, Peter. I mean, I bought silver with you back a couple of years ago at $19 an ounce.
I beat you over the head and made you buy some silver, and you stepped in.
I did, and I no longer have any silver on my desk. I sold it all this week at 58.
Congratulations.
So tell me, did I make a mistake, or are we going higher? What are we doing here, Pete?
Well, it's a great question. And here's the question I'm getting from everybody. I really think what's driving this, Steve, is the demand side and the lack of production. And we are approaching 5 solid years of underproduction for demand. So what we refer to as deficit trading, which is what we're doing. So we're seeing less silver produced than demand is available, and it's outstripping the market, and it has really kept it churning, if you will. And as you know, I do a lot of consulting for CEOs of firms that consume silver, and they're all saying, is 50 legitimate? And I'm saying 50 is legitimate, and 4,000 is legitimate in gold if you're using gold for plating. And if you're going to need it, where are we going to be in June? Maybe it's not a bad idea to step up and start buying now. And a lot of people that lend credence remember, commodities, the underlying for the commodity is the real product that you hold in your hand. And we're seeing people step up and buy it.
And they're just buying indiscriminately. They don't even care, right? They don't care if it's coins or
No, when I'm talking commercial, Steve, I'm talking about guys making extruded wire, guys that are creating silver solder for joints, for things of that nature. So what we're seeing is larger people that buy by the ton, and they're looking at whether or not they should be buying out into December, even for the end of the year, not this year, next year. Yeah. Okay. And they're thinking, if I'm at 50 now, if I'm at 75, I'm out, anywhere from 25 to 50% of my production values as a COO. I have to weigh that out. And so what we're seeing them do is they're buying out really around June and hanging on to it there.
Yeah, but Peter, you've been doing this for a very long time, and I know we mention the Hunt brothers all the time, but the problem here is, have you ever seen a time like this when there's just indiscriminate buying like this and hand over fist outside of the 70s?
Yes. You mentioned, you said this just once before, and it's unusual to see it. But the thing that's interesting too is that we're seeing a lot of product moving offshore and a lot of product. Now, I'm going to say the LBMA. Now, to our viewers, most of you know that's the London Exchange, the London Metals Exchange. And we're seeing a lot of purchases and deliverables going on there as well, Steve.
So they're buying those contracts and then want the physical in their hands?
100%. I had a picture sent to me the other day. Guy was standing there with a hand cart waiting for his deliveries, and I was like, "Oh,
wow! It's like Christmas time with a hand cart. I love it." All right, well, let's get to it. Okay, so who the hell is buying? Is it retail? Is it institutions? What's going on, Pete?
Well, it is nations. I mean, I'm seeing product right now. There's 2 shades to this. One is China has generally been moving the gold market, but India is moving the silver market, and we are seeing gigantic numbers going out to China.
Wait. India, the gold country, is buying silver?
When you have gold at 4,300, 4,200 an ounce, and you have silver at $50,
What do you want?
And it's just that simple. And when you have a 59% valuation on it, in people are saying, I'll be happy to make 50% of my money in silver, and I can get in at 69th of the price. So why not?
I we talked about it for so long about the other side of this coin, where, pun intended, where we're running out of physical, right? That the physical can't keep up with the derivative or the actual paper behind this. Are miners also mining faster and harder? Are they just okay?
That's a great question. And it's sort of like this. I'm sitting in the EPA and I go, well, let's go take one of our nice 2-hour lunches. And then when we come back, I got a whole ream of new regulations I'm going to drop on the miners. What do you say, guys? And they're just dying out there because they've just been hamstrung. And, before 3 to 5 years, you could get a mine up and running and producing. We're talking 10, 12, 15 years because of regulation. Now, what has happened due to the over-regulation and, of course, taxation, the demand for a silver investment has been large, but it hasn't been met. So, in effect, what has happened, Steve, is this. We are on year 5 of deficit production versus demand, and that's something that we have to look at. And
so we're 5 years behind catching up to the demands.
100%.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's the number, and that's
maybe I should have sold my silver then.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, when you're up to 250%, sometimes it doesn't hurt to ring the register, Steve. So I'm with you 100%. A lot of my people, I bought silver, I bought copper on that 20% break and sold it when it was 10 over. So I mean, there's a lot of temptation there to step out of some of these trades. So I get you. Don't worry about it. But the thing is this: let's get down to how we fix that problem. All right,
okay.
And that just happened, and silver was moved over from a usage metal to a critical metal. And when it made the critical metals list, in other words,
right,
for our viewers, it's needed for defense and it's needed for critical manufacturing in America. So now it's changed its look, and now the permitting is going to change, and they're going to bring that regulation down so they can start mining again. And that is what's going to fill that up. But it's going to take a while, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think when you look at metals in general, and I always ask, well, what does that metal do? Is it just bright and shiny and looks good on your finger, or does it actually do something?
Yeah.
You look at rhodium, and you look at some of the things that are around here that we don't, as you talked about last time, platinum.
Sure.
Is there a metal that hasn't been part of this run that you're interested in now?
No. Right now, the thing is this. When people ask me, I have to be concerned about, it's not what a metal's worth, it's what somebody will pay for it when you go to sell it. And if you're stepping into rare earths, very thin market, and where do you go? And that's the issue. So I have to protect my followers, investors, things of that nature, and say, now I will buy rhodium back from people, but platinum, palladium, gold, silver really have been on fire. The returns, as you know, Steve, have been really, really good for people that have been involved in it. So I don't recommend that you step into rare earths just because of the fact that, where do you go with it?
Right.
I got some scadmium. Oh, okay. There's 6 companies that use it. Well, hi. But, we'll pay you half what it's posted at. What are you going to do?
There's Russia and Ukraine. The other one is Michael Saylor. Are people selling their gold to buy Bitcoin? Are they buying the Bitcoin and selling Bitcoin to buy gold? Is there a ratio right there that we need to think about?
I wish I had a ratio I could put my finger on that. You remember it when I came on your show when Bitcoin was at 18,000, and that was one of our bigger hits. I had all of your viewers come in, transfer their Bitcoin profits. We put it into gold. Gold picked up almost 23%. Bitcoin fell and had a monstrous break. So, I mean, it's good to be lucky occasionally. Okay.
And we can do that. I can bring up a chart for XAU USD to Bitcoin here.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
We'll do that.
Yeah, let's have a look at that
right now. All right, Bitcoin to. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Right now, Bitcoin is down look at that, down 3.62% against gold today. So could this be where are we following Bitcoin to gold here at all?
No, I really don't have the expertise to comment on it either way, Steve. I think I'd be doing your viewers an injustice, really.
Yeah, I mean we're down. We're up about 31%. Bitcoin is over gold since mid 2024, up 86%. But over the last, and I'll just pull it up for everybody can see that over the last, Peter Schiff screaming about it since October, down 22%. Gold or Bitcoin is down pretty heavily against gold.
Yeah, and you know it was, but look, it held the line. You know what I'm saying? You had a little piercing there, but it really held the line. So the spread is trading. If from a technician standpoint, I mean, you know, is it a buy? Is it a sell? I mean, it's a coin toss for me, but you know, it just looks like trading action, Steve.
Understandable. All right, I'm gonna take that off so you guys can see. There is now the Bitcoin 88,862. Now we're below the 90,000 handle once again, as it is struggling here. And I want to pull up gold for silver for everybody here. There it is again. 58.50 seems to be really struggling here. That's where I was.
That's the number. You know, I was doing a show not long ago, and I said, you know, if we test $60, it's going to be very interesting because you know, there's going to be 1 million people sitting on puts and all kinds of people that wrote calls that are going to be in jeopardy at that point. And the question then becomes, how much steam can it pick up, and can it do some building at that point? That's an interesting number. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm going to pull up an Andrew Pitchfork on this too as well for Fibonacci. For those of you who don't know, but if we go back from that very big low back in April of this year, and we start to document it from the top not too long ago, the 54, we're right at the top. I mean, this looks like a good place to sell. I mean, that's what I've been thinking here. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I said, there's nothing wrong with. I mean, it's been a great run. Everybody, you know, and if you want to take half off, even, you know, I wouldn't argue with you. But I can't be bearish when I'm looking at 9 million tons.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's, you know, there's just, demand is huge, and the silver market has just been so strong. And, you know, the physical industry in the last 20 years, I did a study, and demand has doubled, and we're not seeing new production catching up anytime soon. So, you know, the question becomes how much industrial strength, how much national strength, and then of course how much international strength. And as an international advisor, I'm still seeing a lot of demand. I saw China sell a little silver not long ago, but it got scooped up pretty quickly. So it's a tough call. It's hard to tell somebody to jump on a metal at new contract highs, but new contract highs are meant to be broken as well, you know?
That's right. And, you know, we had a big sell on gold not too long ago, back mid part of October. And of course, not too long ago here. Quick question. Is this tax selling at all?
We're definitely seeing that. And we're seeing some long-term capital gains as well. But, you know, I never give tax advice, and I'm not a CPA. So, you know, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But I'm also seeing, Stephen, I think I wanted to mention this to you. So I'm seeing a lot of charitable giving from metals as well.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Do you have any stories of seeing that? I mean, any good charities out there receiving the blessings of gold here?
Absolutely. We just had some metal donated to the Red Cross. We just had some medals that people are sending to us at AU Secure for liquidation, and we can directing it to St. Jude's for their account as well. Someone called me and asked me if that could be done. I have hopefully an article coming out on that in Barron's Weekly. So that should be interesting as well. So if people have metal and they want to help someone out, over the holidays, please do. And if I can help you, gosh, I'm here.
Yeah, and you can reach Pete right now on Goldbug111 out there on Twitter. I will put that up there for everybody. So if you need to be able to,
or send them. They can also reach out to me at at my at the office too. That's also a good one.
Excellent. I'll put the link up here for those out there.
Great. Yeah, because I mean, the charitable giving, we try to move as fast as we can. It's getting a little late in the year, but guys, so don't delay on that one. All right, and if you want, I'll be happy to talk to your accountant, because I can't judge what your portfolio and what your tax situation is. So refer to your lawyer, refer to your accountant, and then we can go from there.
All right. Okay, Mr. Peter Thomas. I love it. I love it. Love it. All right, my man. All right, see you right back here next week.
It sounds like a deal. Have a great weekend.